That was like so spot on. That was literally like I just played the same recording. Hello everyone and welcome back to Scientifically Speaking. Today, oh my gosh, my guest today, bitch, I'm motherfucking gagged. I'm gagged for the gods because oh, that was good. Can I get another one? Can I get another click?
Oh, that was bad. Wait, I'm inconsistent. I need to do the hand to really.
Come on,
I'll
Alyssa Edwards. Oh my gosh, Science Sam. Today, my guest is Sam Yammine, or also known as Science Sam. She is a neuroscientist, a science communicator, and a digital media producer. And she's here to make science more accessible and empower people to participate in scientific conversations. As Science Sam, Samantha has built an engaged community of people who love her unique style of empathetic and entertaining science storytelling. Welcome to the poddy, Miss Sam, first name Science. How are you doing this morning?
Thank you. I am doing great and so happy to be here with you. How are you?
I'm doing well. Oh my gosh. You know, like when I first started Instagram, you were one of the first people I followed. This was like 2019.
Oh, I remember when you like first came on the scene and I was like, who is she? And then we were all just like obsessed with you immediately.
It's funny because like I started my whole Instagram thing as a Finsta and I had no intentions on making anything sciencey. My first posts, and it's all archived, are all drag stuff. And
really?
Yeah, this used to be like a drag Finsta account.
I remember when you first started, it was like we were all trying to figure out where you were, like what school you were at, because you never tagged it. And I remember me, and shout out to Jess Gocio. She was the student I supervised in the lab. We like had a theory that you were in Toronto and we were so excited. And you were in the opposite place of that. So.
I have this ongoing joke with my followers that I graduated from UT, but I would always mess with my followers and say, oh, UT stands for University of Toronto.
Yeah. You're missing the of though.
Yeah, I know.
We say of T.
Yeah. So down here we say UT, and then I learned like through other people's profiles and descriptions and whatnot that University of Toronto is U of T. And so it just became an ongoing joke of, oh, I'm from University of Tampa, Florida. I'm from University of Taipei, University of Tokyo. There was one UT in, I want to say the Middle East. I don't know exactly where. And when I put my like little geolocation on my story, because I was like walking out of lab pretty late, and I'm like, oh my gosh, guys, I'm like finally leaving lab. And then I put the little geolocation of that UT. And surprisingly, I got a handful of messages like, oh my gosh, I literally live 5 minutes away. And I'm like, I'm not like, there. Oh, no. I'm a liar. I'm a fake. They're exposing me.
But I remember there was like a period of time where we were like, where is he from? Where's his face? Because you were secretive about it. I remember.
So pretty much y'all were playing where in the world is Carmen? What's her name? Carmen Diego?
San Diego.
No, wait.
Yeah, where in the world is Carmen San Diego? Is that wrong? Did I make that? My childhood memories are confused. So like, I don't know.
I'm not going to lie. I've never seen the show.
Yeah, you're young. You're a baby.
Bitch, we are the same age. What are you talking about? I'm literally...
No, we're not the same age. Oh. I'm older than you. I'm your elder. Show some respect.
Wait, I'm 94. This entire time I thought we were literally the same age.
Oh, you're a baby.
Well, bitch, you look like a baby too. Damn, it's that Lebanese youthful skin. Okay, where in the world is, Carmen, search this up. Where in the world is... Oh, no, you're right. You are right, Miss Thang.
Thank you. Of course.
Well, you know, I've never played the game. There's a board game, right? I think
so. Honestly, I was like a little young for it too. And I just remember like the like leather red outfit and hat. It was pretty fierce. So some of my childhood memories I've kind of made up like And then I go back and look and I'm like, oh God, where did I get this? You know?
I was gonna say there's a study, but that's all I know. That's to my extent. I don't even so I'm not even gonna talk about that study. But I feel like a lot of my memories are kind of like, when we compare memories with the other people who experience the same, thing as us, and then we're like, remember when this happened? And then there's always like some inconsistencies. There is a study though that shows that our memories do wane over time or slightly gets distorted, and it gets more distorted with like traumatic events.
And especially because every time you recall, you like reconsolidate. So there's changes and modifications every time.
Yes.
I do it a lot with song lyrics, like lyrics from songs from the 90s. When I go back and listen to them now, I've made up the entire song. Like it's not correct.
I feel you because there's this audio on TikTok that's trending. And for the longest time, I was like, I know the words, I got it right. But then when I Googled that video, I listened to it, I was like, oh my gosh, I got the lyrics wrong. And it's how does it go? Slay what you wanna slay and let the slay. You know what audio I'm talking about?
I don't.
Oh my God, honey. Okay, so I thought,
is it me or is it your singing? I don't know.
Oh my gosh, I'm getting dragged to my own podcast. Actually, if you don't mind, we're gonna end it right now. Bye.
Okay, bye. So nice being here.
Yo, imagine if that was actually our episode and that was only 6 minutes long. That was our actual episode. When did you start doing like science communication?
I don't know, because I have like a very broad definition of science communication. So I would say like, when I was tutoring to make extra money during undergrad, like that was kind of early practice of science communication. That was doing outreach events on campus. We did this one, what's it called? Brain Day, where we'd like go into classrooms and teach people about the brain, and we'd bring like a Jello brain and be like, this is how fragile your brain is, wear a helmet.
This reminds me of the movie with Will Smith, where he plays as I think a Nigerian doctor. It's what's it called? Concussion.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it, but
it is good.
I only watch non-serious movies.
Exactly what you just said. There's a little scene where Will Smith was trying to talk to everyone who's listening. You might have to Google this because I'm probably spewing the wrong information, but he's like, this doctor is like, which is Will Smith, is talking to these higher ups in the NFL, the National Football League.
Not you defining NFL.
I'm like, sometimes I get them mixed up. I'm like, okay, NBA is basketball, NFL is football. I'm gay, okay? I'm gay. Oh my gosh. Stop trying to drag me. Hi, gay. Stop trying to bash on me in the middle of Pride Month. Oh my God.
During this here Pride Month.
This is just a hate crime right now at this point. Oh my gosh. Well, Will Smith is talking to these higher ups in the National Football League, and he's like, your brain's like Jello, and then he's like shaking it.
My neuroanatomy prof told us in third year undergrad that the brain is like room temperature butter. And I can never, ever forget that. It's like, just, she was like, you could just stick your finger. And I was like, why? But I guess because
stick your finger in the what?
Yeah. Like imagine sticking,
the brainussy. Oh my gosh. Okay. Honestly, I would not be surprised if.
Oh no, don't say it.
If people, how like nowadays on TikTok, everyone is adding the word ussy to everything that looks like a hole. I would not be surprised if someone took a look at the brain and called all like the little crevices like the gyrussy. I would not be confused. The gyrussy.
The salsa seat. I don't want to see that. Don't tag me in that. Don't send it to me. And do not send me the link and make me have to open the app, download the video and send it to me that way.
What I learned with my followers is if you ask them to not do something, they're always going to do the opposite and they will do it. So I think with you saying that, you're going to be bombarded with messages.
No.
Of just like random holes with just the word ussy next to it.
No, please don't.
But going back to
Yeah,
the
how did we get here?
how did we? Oh, because we were talking about science communication, you being a tutor. I like how you're not like gatekeeping what science communication is, because
Yeah.
some people could be like, science communication is only this. I like how you brought it up that it's science communication is everywhere,
Mhm.
everywhere, everything all at once.
It could be in your family.
it, could be, it could be in your family and you don't even know it. One every 5 people is a science communication. They could be living in your house and you don't even know it.
But for real, but truly it is. It's also like scientists speaking to each other, different types of scientists speaking to each other. And then there's like this whole thing. We were kind of having this back and forth on Twitter the other day about like, it is its whole thing that's people have formal training in. It is a proper scientific field.
Right. Oh, yeah.
But then there's a tension because there are people like me and you with no formal training in science. You actually probably have more.
Speak for yourself.
Background.
I have. No,
Yeah,
I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. I'm really kidding. I'm really kidding.
No, but that like we don't have formal training in science communication, but we have experience.
Excuse me. I literally have a PhD in science communication.
You do not. I know you.
Imagine if you actually just discredited.
Oh my God. The erasure. Oh no. During Pride.
Once again, bashing
Cancel
on me in the middle of Pride. But yeah, some people do have formal training in science communication. And I was actually surprised to hear that there are universities that offer that. And I think it's really important. I feel like a lot of the stuff that I learned was just kind of just seeing other people do it on social media platforms and just kind of like following the lead of seeing what works. Doing this thing can make certain topics, certain posts more engaging, or it can actually start a conversation. And I'd like to think that you are one of the most important, well-known, big words, important science communicators on social media. Like everyone knows you.
That's very generous.
And it's very honest.
I think some people know me. I think I try my best. How about that?
Okay, that's fair. You're doing a really good job. Like you're killing it, especially during like the onset of, COVID-19. You, Miss Thang, have been really good at tackling misinformation.
Thanks, baby.
Oh yeah, of course. And I'm like sitting on the sidelines watching your Instagram stories, your Twitter posts, and I'm like, I'm learning. What's the word where, like, you're not like actively learning?
Osmosis.
Yes, that's the word, osmosis. By book definition, that was osmosis.
That's what it means. Look it up. Yeah.
That is it.
Going on Instagram, tapping through stories.
This right here is science communication. We are teaching our listeners what osmosis is.
It's the textbook definition.
Yes. And when you're doing all of these like posts on Instagram, I guess like okay, I'm not trying to gas you up, but I am at the same time, but I'm just being truthful. You really do a good job of handling it professionally and also making it very fun and engaging. And it does actually start a conversation and a discussion where you talk to your followers. And if someone sends you a genuine question in your DMs, you will post on your story and answer it. Sometimes that also leads to people sending you like, negative, hateful comments. And in those situations, how do you handle that?
Honestly, I think at this point, I'm pretty used to it. Truly, it doesn't, isn't that sad? It doesn't like, you know what? I'm a Cancer. Okay. That's my rising and my sun. So I take things very deeply. It doesn't hurt me like as a person if someone says like I'm a pharma shill or whatever. I'm like, yeah, I don't care. Like you don't know me. It doesn't matter. You don't know me. So I don't care. But it hurts my soul deeply that we have all this polarization and division. So like truly the impact is it makes me sad about the world. It makes me sad that like that's people's reaction to because a lot of those people are coming from not all of them,
Yeah.
but some are coming from a good place where they like truly believe that they're saving lives.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, it sucks that we have a shared kind of goal, but we're going about it in different ways. And
Mm-hmm.
there is a truth in science, but it makes me sad, you know?
Yeah. You bring up a very good point that some of their intentions come from a good place. And one thing that you do very well with your posts is that when you're engaging like in these discussions, you're not like bashing on them. Like, I can't believe that you believe X, Y, and Z.
I try not to.
Yeah, and it's very comforting that you genuinely care and you want to
Bring people in.
You want to bring people in. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
I'm the only scientist in my like whole family. And so a lot of my early science communication training was talking to my parents, my family members, my sister, like my cousins, and having conversations about science. And I have a lot of people in my extended family who like, you know, they are very much against the kinds of things that I talk about and they don't agree. And they're like, you know, and I think, I mean, I love those people. I love them. They're my family. So I think I'm in that way have that perspective where I understand where they're coming from. And I still like love and care about those people and I respect their decisions, but I also just want to be like, we can meet each other and talk things out. And as long as you're making your decision from an informed point of view, like I'm not here to judge it because I don't have time for that.
Oh, we love the honesty. Did it ever like cause any, I don't know, like any issues in your family?
Yeah.
Bro, same here. Same here. Like my all right, here's the gag. Here's the gag. So all of my cousins and I were very okay, now we're getting into like political territory.
The family tea is the
literally the family tea.
All the teas.
So like my cousins and I, we're all very like open-minded. We're more, I guess, liberal. Whereas our parents, uncles and aunts are more conservative. And so, you know, with the 2016, 2020 election, it was like Trump all the way for them. And gag. I know, Gagatrundra.
Yo, America's not okay.
Yeah, literally. And that caused a slight division in our family where there was a lot of like the young cousins against the adults and like, you guys are young, you don't know what you're talking about. And then with the pandemic, the adults at first did not trust the vaccine, did not even believe in it. That created a bit of some arguments. Some of them were not taking the whole quarantining thing seriously. And so that was frustrating. Like one of my uncles, he would always just go out every day. And then he didn't believe in the virus at all. And then once he like actually got it, he was hospitalized.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
He like fully recovered. But even when he was hospitalized, our aunts and uncles still didn't believe it, which was even more frustrating because it's like you see it right in front of your eyes. And how do you still not believe that, you know?
Yeah.
That was a frustrating thing. It took, I'd say, like about a year for the cousins and I to do a bit of convincing and talking to finally get our points across. It's part of like the whole Asian culture thing where they don't say sorry, but it's like, we'll give you a fruit, you know?
I don't, at that point though, you're like, I don't need an apology. Just take the damn thing.
Exactly.
And let's move on so we can hang out and like,
exactly.
like, I don't want to ever like, I'm not trying to be like, told you, like, I don't need that. I would like to move on.
Really?
Like,
that's me. No, I'm just kidding.
You're petty. You're like, tell me I was right.
Let me record it. I want to record it right now. Say that I was right.
Say it to the camera.
Say it to the camera. I need it to put in my YouTube video.
What kills me is people are like, you just don't want this to end because you want to profit. And I'm like, girl, I'm making nothing from this. Yeah. It is killing me. I fucking hate needles. People think I'm joke. Some people think I like talked about needle anxiety, like, you know, being dramatic just to like have something to say. I'm like, I don't want to talk about that like ever. Like it's real. It's fucking not a lot. I'm not being I toned it down for you. I'm only willing to cry on social media so many times.
Maybe this is the watered down version. Wait till you see me at my full potential. Oh my God.
You couldn't handle it. Like so, and I'm just like, no, I want to move on more than anybody. I guarantee it. Like nobody wants to move on more than me.
I have really bad needle anxiety as well. I don't know where it stemmed from, but every time I get a shot, I just have to look away. Look away. Wow. Just pretend it didn't happen.
That's anxiety light for me. Like, not to belittle.
It's like they have to like strap you down.
I can't even think about it now. I'm moving on.
Okay. Okay. So let's backtrack in time. I'm kind of curious about the whole PhD journey for you. When did you get your PhD?
Oh my God.
Bitch, don't even make it seem like it was like centuries ago. She's like, oh my God.
Okay, in my defense, okay. It was April 2019. So I was just becoming free and living alone.
Oh, really?
So it has been a very long feeling time since. But yeah, I defended in April 2019. 2 days before my partner's birthday, and he is fair, like will never let me live it down that I took his thunder that year.
Wow, April. Okay.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to get your PhD?
Like 6.5 ish,
which is like average, right? Average or so.
It's shockingly, yeah. It's pretty long, but yeah, it's not unusual in North America for it to take that long. Everyone listening from the UK is like, I'm sorry, what? Yeah, right. Like,
little bottle of water.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it was like 6.5 years, but it was good. Like it was really tough in the last few years. I'm not going to sugarcoat it and say it wasn't, but at the end of the day, like looking back, I remember thinking like, this is so hard. This is the hardest thing I've ever done. And now I'm like, oh my God, how did things get harder?
Do you think that's common with like the whole PhD journey, that generally it's the last couple of, I don't know, months, years that it's hard?
Yeah. I would say writing your thesis and like getting to the defense is like, it's so hard. It's and wrapping, and actually maybe the worst part is getting to the stage where you're like allowed to start writing. Mm-hmm. You're trying to prove that you've done enough. I'll tell you honestly, and I'm really proud of myself for this, but my committee didn't want to let me write up. And I sat in my last committee meeting. First of all, half of them didn't. Well, no, we had to reschedule that last meeting because my PI was like, you're not ready. And I was like, fine, I'm rescheduling it for 1 month. Like, that's it. And then no one could come to that next meeting. There were 2 people, my PI and one other person. Mm-hmm. My PI was saying like, no, you're not ready. And I was like, I am. And I just refused to leave the room for that. But like, I wouldn't let them deliberate without me until I pled my case. They're like, okay, we'll discuss now. And I'm like, no, because I know what you guys are going to say and I am ready and I'm not continuing this. Like I've done everything I could. Yeah. You like, anyways. And then I kind of cried and I was like, look, like you can't hold back my life. Like I've done everything I can do. It's not my job to get this to publication and that's your job. Like I just went off and I'm very proud of that.
Honestly. With your programs, like, I guess requirements for for defending, like you fulfilled all those requirements, right?
Yeah. And I'll say like my program was on my side. And like ultimately, like my PI is great. I'm not trying to bash him. He's I'm so lucky to have worked in his lab, but you know, there's a tension, and that's why I want people to know it's not about you if you're in this position, because there is a tension. Like once you get to the end of your PhD, you're doing your best work. You're mentoring people. Like you're a very valuable asset to the lab. They want to keep you. Yeah. So like, and it's great to feel wanted. It's great to feel, you know, to have some seniority and to get to help people. Like it's great, but at the same time, like we need to move on with our lives if that's not our true passion. So there's a tension there between the senior student and the PI and sometimes the department. And it's really, really fucking hard.
Oh, wow. Thank you for opening up. I did not know.
I don't think I've ever shared that publicly. Yeah. It was really, really hard.
Well, congrats. you said that only 2 members of your committee showed up.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I always thought that when you schedule things like that a month in advance, like, why didn't the other members show up? That annoys me.
They're just over being on my committee, but I got written. Yeah, I like this is something I love about myself. I think I'm like, I know how to get shit done and I'm very assertive. And
True. Yeah,
it
yeah.
is something like, I'm like, I did that. I went to my other committee member who couldn't come and I was like, look, you're not going to be there and I needed your vote. So like, are you prepared to put in writing that you support me
Yes.
finishing? And she did. And she's a G. So like her vote meant a lot. And I
Oh,
had her ready to send another, like, I was like, I did I knocked on her door and I was like, hey, I know you can't come, but like, I needed you. So, I
slay.
petitioned, I campaigned, I did what I had to
Wow. Oh my gosh. You are very assertive in a good way. This is kind of, I guess, kind of off topic.
do.
With like, whenever you give these talks and presentations, you make sure that certain things are in place. And I think I was talking to you and Naomi about like, I
I
love
love her and I
you.
loved her episode with you. It's so fun.
I think it was y'all that taught me to like make sure you get paid like your worth and that
Mm.
you don't get screwed over by some of
Mhm.
these event organizers.
And this is the side people don't know because I don't talk about this on my social media, but
Slay.
other people in the biz,
Hmm.
like, I think like within our community, I'm known for like being the like bitchy coach of like, get your money.
No, I don't say bitch. Here's
In a good way.
yeah, and I think okay, so I think I'm very fortunate enough to be in like
Mhm.
this like science community, but also be involved with like uh TikTok's
Yeah.
API community as well. And so there's a lot of and being in that community, it's filled with a lot of like non-science people, like beauty content creators and
Yeah.
fashion and whatnot. And so I'm able to get like different perspectives on the appropriate
Yeah.
rates and stuff.
It's key.
And yeah, and so what has been like an overlying factor is that make sure you get paid your worth. Uh,
Hmm.
and it was really important for me to hear like from different people in both groups because it's like okay, that's what I need to do. And
Yeah.
the first time that I would say screwed over, or I guess I got lowballed. This is some tea right here. This is some tea. Well, it's not really tea, I guess. The first sponsorship that I ever got was you know
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I was I was just watching a YouTube video where sponsored.
and this right here,
Oh,
what
I
I'm about to
remember
say is
that.
is not a sponsored ad or post, but for me personally, work.
Mm.
I've always struggled. Watch like this is actually an ad placement, but it really is not. It really is. I promise. Because I really did struggle with acne and all throughout high school and the very beginning of college was like the peak of like acne outbreaks for me. And then
Mm.
eventually I just started dwindling down. But I would still have, every now and then have like a couple pimples and whatnot. And reached out and they wanted to send me like a year supply of their
Oh
products.
my God.
And I was like,
Why don't I
okay.
get skincare shit? I want it.
What it was kind of random. Like I don't know how they reached out to me. I maybe through they saw my TikTok and then they reached out to me.
Mhm.
I don't know. They wanted me to make one video for them and post it on TikTok and Instagram. And
Mhm.
they were like, okay, if you make two videos, those two, or if you make one video and then cross share them, we'll give you a year's worth of supply and we'll pay you $200. And
No.
and then at the time, I guess for me at the time I was like, oh my gosh, if you're gonna send me free stuff, like that's good enough. But $200 is so much. Oh my God, yes, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And so I was super excited about that. And then after I hired my manager,
Mhm.
when I told her like all of my previous sponsorships and whatnot, and she said, Darian, Darian, baby.
Baby, no.
They played you like a violin. I was like, what do you
Product does
mean?
not pay the
Yes,
bills.
yes. And then this was like in the early, this was
Uh,
2019 or so, 2020, I think. And after that moment, I learned, okay, yeah, I need to like literally step my pussy game up and I need to
mhm.
stop doing this. I think brand sponsorship deal walked so that other deals can run because because I learned from that moment. I learned from that moment.
Yeah. We've all had it. We've all
Yeah.
had it.
And same thing with like talks, in the very
Mhm.
beginning, I used to do them for free because I did not mind.
And it's you have to put in your time to like develop your talk. And so like
Mm,
there's nothing wrong with doing free talks to build up your portfolio, like practice and
Also, it depends. It
but
depends on
yeah,
the type of event.
for sure, for sure. We're not going to charge like, a group of students doing something for like our communities,
Yes.
but
Here's my thing. I give free talks to high schools and some college like student organizations.
same.
Oh, slay, hunty. Slay. If you don't mind me asking, how often do you give talks?
Oh, well, now I have a speaking agent.
Mm.
So it really ebbs and flows depending on the time of year. Like sometimes we'll have a few a week. This month it's like two or three this month, I would say.
Wow.
Because June kind of dwindles down. So like it really varies.
It's like the
Yeah.
end of the school year and students are going on like summer break.
Yeah, but the last year I've done a lot more corporate talks, which is interesting, but like there's been some fatigue with science. So people were bringing me
Mm.
in to talk about COVID, or they were bringing me in. Now they're bringing me in to talk about anxiety, which is hilarious. Well, it's not hilarious, but like it's funny that they're like, okay, we only need you for doom and gloom, and I'm like, I could talk about fun things. We can we can
Look at
have a good
me.
time. And we have a gig as well through Science as a Drag.
I okay.
Yeah,
I literally have
I
this on my
know.
list of things to talk about because I was like,
We
this
need to
is
fly you
so
out.
ew. Okay. Oh my gosh. The first time that I ever saw Science is Drag was on your
Mhm.
Instagram story. I still have the screenshot of it actually because I was like, this is so
Oh,
interesting. This is like what I love, everything in life in one event.
same.
For those that don't know what Science of the Drag is, I literally have the description on my little notes
Oh,
because I was like, we are going to fucking talk about this because I
oh
love
my
this and I
God.
think it's so
Me
important.
too.
So science is a hashtag science is a free or oh my gosh, hashtag
Free the drag.
free the drag queens.
Well, yeah.
Hashtag science is a drag is a free event where scientists challenge the cis heteronormative stereotypes of science with entertaining drag performances and interactive science presentations.
We are the first ever science-based drag show. We were the first completely science-based drag
Oh,
show.
I'm a liar. I'm a liar because when I googled this, there's also a UK version. Did you know that?
Oh, I know.
Oh,
So we
oh.
are we are it was founded by
Mhm.
us in Toronto by myself, Sean Hercules, Geeth Malbarid, and with our founding sponsor, RCI Science. So we started Science as a Drag. We were
Oh,
the first ever.
ooh. This was
um,
2019.
mhm. And I will say we have very strong values of having good representation and
Mhm.
being very inclusive to all forms of drag. And that's what I'll say.
Ooh, you just reminded me of.
There is some off the record tea to be spilled.
Do you know the podcast called Sibling Rivalry with
Oh,
Monet?
I am a diehard fan.
Okay, okay. Because
Every episode.
there's one episode where Monet, something she said I did not agree with, and then she actually got bashed for it on the very next episode by some of the fans. Was she was kind of bashing on Dragula because she didn't think
Oh yeah, yeah.
that Dragula was like, I think like proper drag, not proper drag, but like
Mhm.
isn't considered drag. Don't quote me on it, but I was like, why are we gatekeeping what drag is? I think drag,
I'm in drag right now. I do drag every fucking day. I beat my face for
yes,
half an hour.
drag, I think in its purest form is just like self-expression. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Literally.
yeah,
And
for
so I
sure.
don't think it's appropriate for anyone to be like, this is drag and this is not drag.
And I love that we've had drag kings, we've had burlesque performers,
Yes.
we've had someone who she came as her true self and just did really fun rainbow makeup and danced. Like, so not everyone lip syncs. People just do like whatever their true version
Oh
of
my gosh, I
like.
love that.
What's amazing is if you just ask people like, so what do you want to do? How do you want to perform? What's drag for you? They'll
Mhm.
come up with all these ideas. We had someone do like a burlesque DNA extraction on stage. And I was like,
What?
yeah,
That's
do
so
it. Like
cool.
we're just like, do we like a cappella perform? Do whatever you want, because drag should be anything as long as it's you living your truth and having fun and, you
Yeah,
know, bring a little camp to it and fun, but that's what it is.
that is so cool. How long is this event for? Like how many hours, minutes?
Typically like 1 to 3 hours. Our upcoming show next week, actually, exactly 1 week
Mm.
from our date of record. Maybe when this is out, it will be already happening. um,
Yeah, yeah, because I what I'm learning is that I'll record all these episodes about like a month in advance. So
okay,
it'll
so I'll say our Pride event for Pride Month is like I think a 2 hour show with 3 performers plus our
Wow.
headliner, the fabulous Champagne, who's one of Toronto's favorite drag performers.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. What is the itinerary like? So like someone performs and then right after they perform, they like give a presentation on their research.
Yeah, and it sounds really random. And sometimes it is like sometimes it's a completely unrelated lip sync, and then they'll just start talking about science. it's it like it sounds like it doesn't make sense, and it doesn't on paper, but it's just kind of fun and
No,
hilarious.
I think that switch honestly will keep people engaged, you know?
Well, yeah, the cadence of the event is like you're all, and the drag performances are sorry, the science talks are really fun because we like help them. I do the science communication training for our
Hmm.
performers, and so we're like coaching them to infuse like fun analogies. Like we have someone who this year who's going to be talking about flossing because they're a
Yeah.
dental student, and so we talked about flossing being like bottoming. Like it takes time to get used to it.
Okay,
It can
this
be
now
really
for real though, for real, this is where I end the podcast. All right, bye everyone.
but tell me that that's not a good analogy.
I was thinking in another direction where someone is literally doing the dance, like the floss dance. You know what I mean?
That will also happen. They're gonna bring like a boa and bring 2 people up and do like a sexy floss demonstration. But those are the things that stick with you, right?
Yeah,
Like it's like
exactly.
fun. We have no rules as long as you're not being racist or ableist or
Yeah.
homophobic on our stage. Do your thing.
Damn. When is this?
It's June 14th is our
June
next
14th.
event.
And how often do y'all have these events?
This is our third public event because the Panini has been sad for many, many reasons. But right
Wait,
before,
you believe in the pandemic? You believe that whole government propaganda?
at this point, I don't want to. So yeah, bring the delusion. Yeah, we were about to expand to other cities and like go international. We had like 10 people from 10 different countries who wanted to organize local events, and we were about to like, you know, really grow. And then
Mhm.
obviously that couldn't happen. So now we're kicking things off again. But yeah.
Oh, now this is my question for you. What is the requirement to have to, I guess, start up in a new city? Do they have to like reach out to you and then do you have like an official logo and then we have to,
Yeah, I think
I
if
don't
you're
know.
using our name, it'd be nice if you reach out to us.
Actually, no. We're gonna make a spin-off. Science is kind of a drag.
Yeah, I think if you're using our name, it'd be nice if you reach out to us. The only thing we ask is people like share our core values, and
Mhm,
like we're really, really big on being trans inclusive as
mhm.
a queer event and bringing disability justice and having accessibility at the heart of our events. And
That's something that you carry, that you're very vocal about with all of your talks too. And I remember, but I think you posted like on your close friend's story on Instagram or something where a group you had to turn them down. They were not making the talk accessible.
the number of the email, my email inbox is so funny. And again, like the assertiveness comes through, and like I write a sassy email for fun. Like I wish I could remember, but there's so many examples that I don't even remember which one you're talking about, or like ones where I ask if there's good representation of the community we're speaking to on our panel, and then they start like listing people like Pokemon, like catching one of us. Like I'm like, can we not? Or my favorite is when like I'm the diversity spot on the panel, and I'm like, okay, girl, like, yeah, I'm Lebanese, but I am white. Like, let's I am not your diversity person. And also, can you not think about it like that? Like,
True ally, true ally. And I think what you're doing is sometimes you don't like you don't have to explicitly say it. I think, actions do speak louder than words. And so what you're doing is like really taught me to make my talks more accessible as well. And I think you are definitely one of like the forefront runners of how to be a good science communicator in every aspect.
I will give that credit, because I think like anything I do is derivative from someone who taught me. So I will give that credit to disability advocates in STEM, like Gabby Serrato Marks. There's a lot of people who like called me in nicely and was like, hey, I can't follow along because you don't caption your videos. And I was like, oh crap. Or like, oh, you say you're trying to make science accessible, but it's literally not accessible. And I'm like, true. you're right. Like I fucked up.
I love that, where I think sometimes people can get very self-defensive and argue back, but I think it's important that we listen. You're right. How can I fix this? What can I do? And then bam, do it.
And there's always room for improvement.
There's actually no room for improvement. We're done. We're set.
I'm perfect. You're perfect. You're Linda Evangelista.
Have you ever have you ever considered inviting like a Rue girl to Science is a Drag event?
We know some of the girls on Canada's Drag Race, so we could definitely. I mean, I don't know if they know me, but like we've met and we've talked, and I remember those conversations. But like Tynomi Banks,
Tynomi Banks.
I love her, and look, like that season did not do her justice. She is one of my favorite Toronto drag queens, like one of my favorite Canadian drag queens.
She's season 1, right?
Yeah, Priyanka's season.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I only follow online Kind.
Kind's great.
I love
Kind. Wait, oh my God. Why isn't Kind at our event? We fucked up.
This is like Ellen with the what's her name? Dakota Johnson, I think?
Oh my God. Yes.
We're invited. Like what? Yeah. I love Kind so much, and I've thought about bringing her on to this podcast to talk to her. But girl, even though we follow each other and we're on each other's close friend stories and whatnot, I still get shy.
Same. That's where I'm like, that's why we don't invite people, because we're like, they'll never come to our little event. But it's like, yeah, we definitely should have at least invited.
or sometimes if you invite them, and like if I invite someone, I don't want them to be like, fine, I'll go. Yeah, I would love to have online Kind on here, but I get so nervous.
Oh my God, make it happen.
Literally, I feel like every time these different opportunities come up, whether it's like a show or interviewing someone on a podcast, I've threw in like Kind's name a couple times for like bringing her on as a guest on a show or a podcast episode. And same thing for like shows where they want like a good science communicator, and then I'm like, oh bitch, I know this one Instagrammer. Her name is Science Sam.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Kind. I was like, yeah, more drag.
Here's a thing. Like, I feel like whenever these acting opportunities come, and they're always like, yeah, we're trying to find the scientist, I do try to advocate for like the right people, and I don't want to just throw in my friend's name just because. I see it like as a two-way street where it'll help the science communicator and it'll also help the show, because I think the personalities will mesh. The science communicator is like a really good person. So, I texted you that one time when
I know, you're so sweet. You do it all the time. I appreciate it.
Slay you, Shannon, because I think y'all are like the bombs.com.
So fucking funny.
I and Naomi too literally try to advocate for y'all all the time. I look up to y'all a lot, and y'all are one of the first people I followed, and I've just been following y'all's footsteps. Seriously.
Our little baby. Our 1994
I'm
baby.
baby. I'm baby. I'm baby. I'm a psychom baby.
No, not in that sense. Only in the sense of your age. You are a legend in your own right.
What I learned from my previous episodes is like I think 3 guests ago, I had like a long list of questions because I was trying to be like, I'm gonna be like the guy from Hot Ones. It's hard to stay on track and try to tackle those questions cohesively without like trying to change the subject. So what I learned is just to have 2 important questions and then see where the conversation goes. And those questions were what made you become a science communicator, and the science is a drag. And so I mean
we did it.
we did it. We did it, Joe. Okay, I feel like sometimes when I make these like these jokes, these like I won't say political jokes, but jokes involving some of our like our president and vice president. Do the rest of the world understand my jokes, my references?
Okay, let me tell America what it means. America, as Monique Hart says. Okay, as Mo says, we know all of your shit. We know everything about your country. Y'all know nothing about us.
That is so true. That is so true.
And let me just say, it's true for all of your issues too. I'm sorry. As a Canadian, I need to just say, because we get all of your news and it's so annoying. We know everything. When you have an election, we know every candidate running. Could you even name our prime minister? Could you
I'm in the background. I'm going to play the Canadian national anthem while you're giving this.
Do it. Put the flag. No, the flag is now a symbol. You know how your flag's like always been a little bit of a sketchy symbol? I don't know if you all know this, but
yeah, we've been new.
Canadian flag is now also that way because of like the Freedom Convoy, and so don't put the flag behind me. You can put the spirit flag behind me, the pride flag behind me. We know all of your stuff, and you all know nothing about us.
Damn, she's dragging us,
which is just wild.
In college, I was literally like, as I was like choosing my classes for to fulfill some upper division courses, I had to fulfill my what was it? Some like history credit. I don't even know. And then I was like, I could learn like US American history, but we already learned it, like in high school. And well, I say, you're Canadian. You don't know. You're not an American. You're not an American. And I was like, no, I don't want to learn about US American history because we already learned about it. I'm literally that American, the epitome of that American of not knowing that there are countries outside of the US, like, which is mind blowing because I thought there's only one country and I thought it's just the US. So I took a class of Middle Eastern studies and that was fun. That was so interesting. It was a hard class. At the time, I hated history. Now I love history. The class was hard because we only had 4 exams and they were all like written. One of them was like, oh my gosh, I'm not even gonna. I might be like, this question's hard, and then I'll say the question, and then someone might be like, that question was so easy. How did you get it wrong? Or how did I get it wrong? Yeah.
For all I just dragged you all, like I know nothing about like history or geography. Like it's very embarrassing. So you'll probably say the question. I'll be like, oh, that is hard.
Wait, what do you mean? I thought your name was Geography Sam.
Oh my God, don't like. I can't even say it because my credibility will be shot. But let me just tell you, I'm not sure if I could name all of your states. Like, I don't think I could even.
Okay. At a very young age, we had to learn a song about all 50 states. And a true American will know this song. I'm not going to sing it, but I am. And it goes Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut. Okay, I'm not gonna sing all of it. Not you voguing to
the white girl vogue.
She's doing dips and death drops, and she's act to the cack boom, act to the cack boom. Oh my gosh, Sign Sam. Thank you so much for being on this podcast. Do you have any advice for our listeners?
Just prioritize your happiness and be happy. That's it.
Girl, amen. Amen.
Advice from a burnt out human.
You know what I learned? This is probably a dumb advice. After watching Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh, I need to see that.
It is so fucking good. I learned that nothing matters in this world.
Nothing.
Just be happy, be nice to people, and live your life.
As Lauryn Hill said, nothing even matters.
Lauryn Hill. She sings nothing, nothing, nothing. I
Yeah.
literally was just listening to that song on repeat in lab the other day, and I feel ashamed. I feel so ashamed that I had to even ask you. She
It's
sings that song,
okay.
right? Yeah, I know. I'm canceled.
We
I'm
forgive
canceled.
you.
I know. Literally, I'm canceled.
You're trying to wrap up and I didn't let you. I'm so sorry.
I think this is a good wrapping point because I think at this point I just cannot have any more episodes. This is actually the last episode.
I canceled your podcast.
You canceled my podcast.
You're welcome.
Joe Rogan, I'm joining the club of canceled podcasts. Is he
One could
canceled?
dream. No. You can't cancel a powerful white cis man. Cancel culture is a myth. It doesn't exist. You can't cancel someone with systemic power.
It just blows my mind that he used to host Fear Factor, and I love that show so much growing up.
Yeah, I used to love him. I did a project in grade 11 about DMT because he always, I mean, what like neuroscientist hasn't done a project on a psychedelic drug? I did it on DMT. It was
Wait, he
very
did it?
cool. Yeah, he loves DMT and he would always talk about going in sensory deprivation tanks and like doing DMT and had all these like YouTube videos where he's talking about it. And I thought he was so cool. So like I get why people like him. And I don't have anything against him besides the fact that he like platforms people who lie
Yeah.
and
Oh,
then
yeah.
tries to
Oh,
absolve himself and then plays a victim and then like allows people to get harassed in trying to save lives. That's my beef with him.
yes. Oh
He's
my
a great
God.
interviewer. He's very interesting and entertaining, but like you can do that with facts, mama. Like do better.
Come on, mama. Come on, mama. When you said the deprivation tank, I literally just thought of 11. Have you been watching Stranger Things?
No, I can't. I only watch reality and like lighthearted TV.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say I only watch good TV shows, and I was gonna say
No. I was gonna say I only watch trash TV, but I don't think Drag Race and Sex Education are trash. So I'm like, I watch mostly trash
Sex
with a
Education.
sprinkling.
My undergrad told me that I should watch Sex Education. Is it good? Is it funny?
I would say it's one of the best TV shows of the current era.
Better than Euphoria?
You think my sweet little heart can handle Euphoria?
Okay, Euphoria is so okay.
I cannot handle that.
The acting is phenomenal. Like it has such a strong cast. The first episode, I was like, it's all right. Episode 2 got me in tears.
Yeah,
Tears.
I can't do that. I can't do that. But I like follow the memes and like read what's happening.
Yeah.
And I love Zendaya. She's like my number one crush. So I'm like, I know what's happening, but like I can't watch that. But I'm happy for her. Never been happier.
I started watching the show after the memes because I was like, I wanna fit in. I wanna see what these memes mean. And my boyfriend and I have been like watching it, and then I kind of like understood the plot already just by like following the memes, and I'm like, I think I kind of know. So I wouldn't say it spoiled the ending for me, but I think I have a deeper appreciation for the memes now because I'm like, oh my gosh, there was a lot of build up to this meme, so it's good. It's
the
good,
nuance you were missing.
An orange. Okay. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry for holding you over time. Thank you so much for being on this podcast. And I really hope that you have a wonderful day. And you too, my listeners, my beautiful listeners. Alrighty. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
How do I dream without you?